Welcome to Cat the Minion YouTube channel. My name is Teresa, but you can call me Cat. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning here. I haven't slept yet. I was up late just fiddling around. I was playing my video game, and I took the NyQuil and it hasn't kicked in yet, and I was like chomping at the bit to pull cards. And I was like, I need to sleep. I'm supposed to do my laundry tomorrow, and it's probably not going to happen. And the cards are like, the cards. They call it to me. So I don't know what the hell I'm doing right now. And I've got the Work Your Light Oracle, the... what am I doing? Wild Unknown Animal. No, not the animals, the tarot. Wild Unknown Tarot. And the morgan-greer. I don't know why I'm suddenly tired now that I have this on. I was like jumping out of my chair 2 seconds ago. So I know that I'm supposed to pull 3 sets of 3 cards, and I'm not really sure what it's about. I guess there's a lot of planetary shifts happening in the next few days. Oh, I didn't want... I'm only supposed to have one. So take one that I saw. I'm kind of excited because I ordered a couple of new decks, and there's another one that I'm trying to get. It's expensive, and I just need to check the information before I go ahead and order it. And I didn't want to spend the money just yet, you know, before pulling in some, because I spent quite a bit on business-wise so far this year. But I felt really compelled, and then the 2 that I got today, it was $37.73, and I didn't look at the printout for like a couple hours, and then when I went to write it down in my finance records, I was like, wait a minute, $37.73, that's some synchronistic shit right there. What do we got here? Align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change? Spice up your life. Father of Cups. Black Swan. That's the King of Cups. And Justice in reverse. 11 in this deck. It's fire in the water. Right? No, that's air. Air in the water. Tell you that Thoth deck has me all screwed up. Okay. Air in the water. Justice, which is Libra, and I knew that. So, oh, Mercury's moving into Gemini, and Libra is their buddy. Cups. What am I doing? I'm being weird right now. It's because it's ass crack of dawn. Okay, here we go. Oh. Libra and Scorpio, air in the water. Okay. So the Libra is It's kind of interesting that there's something that's not fair here, but the king is still in balance. That's the second time this week I've gotten cards where the king was in the balanced position. I just heard pivotal moment, because 1, 4 is 5 is pivot. So if something's not aligned. Let me get this second row here to see what comes out. I don't usually do spreads this way, but we'll see. Oh, okay. Alright, I'm going to shift them over 1 card, so there's going to be one of these underneath the other one. Again, I'm not really sure what I'm doing right now. My hair looks good, though. I'm thinking about chopping it. Some pictures from several years ago when I had my hair really short. Oh, I flipped one over. Where the hell did it go? Okay. 7 of Pentacles. Let's see. In the Thoth deck, this card is called Failure, which I thought was unusual. No, that's wrong. I had 3 come out at once, and I only wanted 1. It still doesn't feel right. I don't know why I use this deck sometimes. It just doesn't always gel with me. But the reason I got it is because when I had a dream about getting a bunch of card decks, one of them specifically was pink, and I resonated with one of the cards in here when I saw it on somebody's channel, so I had to get it. But it just doesn't always flow for me. It's like chunky peanut butter. Still have 2 cards. This one. Oh, it's the same card that came out the first time that I didn't like. Break the chain. Ancestral patterns, healing, and rewriting the future. So there's a Jupiter hanging in the thing there. What is the 7 of Pentacles? Saturn and Taurus, so there's a lot of Earth here. I know that Saturn is moving soon, but I don't know to where. What is rolling? Venus. Oh, okay. So Venus is ruling Libra and also Taurus, and then we have that there. So there's actually this background energy. Okay, so break the chain. So the alignment is the ancestral patterns are pulling you like a ball and chain. What's that? There's a song, Ball and Chain. And I think Janice did it. And I think also the White Stripes. The cards to keep. That one won't go back in. Son of Cups. Oh, sorry, son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. That is the Knight of Cups. And it said ancestral patterns, healing and rewriting the future. On the way that I'm holding it up, it looks like a progression. It's almost like instead of choking on whatever your family gives you, you become the black sheep of your family in order to gain the balance that you need. And then I have 11 and 12. 11 and 12 next to each other. The Son of Cups. Son of a bitch. Aquarius and Pisces with fire. Okay, so we need... this one goes over here. The last row. I won't go back in. 5 of Wands. So this is dealing with maturity again. With perhaps lineage, because we have these lines, the branches of the tree caught in a web. 5 of Wands. Saturn and Leo. With Saturn and Taurus. So that's that 12 again. That's that hangman energy. And it's like, the way I'm seeing it, it's like pressure cooking a diamond out of carbon. Carbon. What's the... I need the... Oh, my foot's asleep. My knees all bent. Okay. It's too bad my good nightgown with the kitties on it's in the laundry. Got the boring one on right now. Get a card. Five of Wands in reverse. So we have the 5 and the 5. We have that pivot, but we also have a completion. So the idea is that this central figure with the king in it has broken that chain and grown up in their own way, instead of like, this is how I was raised, this is who I am, you don't control me. Oh, ball and chain. Mega ball and chain lyrics. Yeah, Janis Joplin. It's been 10 years, so that's 5 and 5, that's 10. 1,000 years. And oh wait, this is social distortion. That's not, might not be the right one. Let me see. Big Brother. That's gotta be the, yeah, Big Brother and the Holding Company, ball and chain lyrics. Okay. Which, as a name, is very appropriate. I mean, obviously, Big Brother and the Holding Company is what Janis started, but if you're talking about being chained to ancestral patterns, that's kind of ironic there. Sitting down by my window, honey, looking out at the rain. Lord, 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 sitting down by my window, baby, looking out at the rain. Something came along, grabbed a hold of me, and it felt just like a ball and chain. Honey, that's exactly what it felt like, honey, just dragging me down. Why does every single little tiny thing I hold on goes wrong? It all goes wrong. Okay, that's enough of that. I think it's more just the concept of Big Brother and the Holding Company. I just heard clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right, because it feels like this resolution is in between two like messed up sides, right? I mean, the Knight of Cups isn't that bad by himself, but he's trying to cope with this disparity here with the Justice reversed. And then this side is like a bitter harvest and Hangman energy because of the malignment. I don't know if malignment is really a word, but maligned and alignment are, so I'm just extrapolating. I think this one tried to come out too. Share your voice. Come out of the cave, persecution, expression. So that's why this Knight of Cups is coming. He's trying to express his heart instead of just being a drone. But it might not be fair if there's persecution, which leads to that black swan, that black sheep of the family kind of thing. But sometimes you have to in order to have that expression. And sharing your own voice is really the way to break the chain and to turn this lopsided lineage, to get all those branches out of your way. Let's see what's on the bottom of the decks here. Trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? So maybe not support from your family, but support perhaps from your higher self, your guides, people that value what you have to say. And notice also that this black swan has a red beak, so he's very grounded, he's rooted. And notice that 7 is half of the 14, right? This was earth, and now he's grounded with that root chakra essence. He speaks from his depths. And speaking of grounding and pivoting, there's the devil. And again, Saturn energy, Earth energy, Capricorn, and we have a 5, so we have 3 pivots. 5, 10, 15. And a little bit more of that black sheep energy. But look what's happened. We get the Ace of Cups. Working on it. So this dark cup here is actually this ace. You've got an ace in the hole. Look how that kind of looks like number 15, at least to me. People think the devil is bad, but it's just very rigorous energy. If it can, like, it depends on how you work with the darkness. If you run from it, then the devil's gonna get you. But if you're working through the darkness and you trust yourself, then the devil is your friend. In this case, very much so. So that's interesting. If anyone is dealing with some BS family stuff, and I mean, it did say ancestral, so typically that means generations of biological family. It's like epigenetic stuff that's like multiple generations of genes being triggered inside your DNA. And if you're not attached to your family, maybe that's part of it. That sense of lack could be the ball and chain. But I mean, in some sense, it could be like ancestral patterns, meaning patterns that you've had your whole life since you were little and dealing with other people. But typically it does mean that larger scale, but it doesn't have to be. It could be
just a little scale. Just a little scale. Just right in the little, just a little bit.
Just like my, oh, that voice I was just doing was Miss Swan. Miss Swan. That's hilarious. Okay. That was exciting. I really like this Ace of Cups because the texture is like the back of the cards. It also reminds me of the Binding of Isaac. The Cathedral Zone. That's what I was playing earlier. So excited. I beat the Lamb with the Lost, and I unlocked something new, which doesn't happen very often these days because I'm trying to beat all the harder stuff. Anyway, that was interesting. Maybe I should, well, I don't know what kind of reading that was. It was just like a 3x3 grid with the cards rotated so that there was one of each, like a little 9-way Sudoku kind of thing. If you want to get a reading, you can hit me up at thecatcamebackatcamp@gmail.com, and I'll send you the full list of readings and prices. It's also listed in the description box of my infomercial video, which is linked below this one. If you want to if you want to talk, if you want to donate, that's PayPal, Cash App, and Venmo. Those are all Cat the Minion. I have art products. I have merch and prints and coloring books and other interesting items and things that I'm working on that you can see on Facebook or Twitter or sometimes on DeviantArt when I remember to post things there. It's more like a gallery area for me. Yeah, I do have a catalog with actual art things for sale, including chapbook packs, which is like little poetry and art things. That's kind of like a little mystery tarot reading because they're all sealed up and randomized, and I don't even know what's in them anymore. What else am I doing? Check out my playlists. I have different stuff going on. I've got several different editions of tarot things that I'm doing. I have art stuff. A little bit of art stuff. I haven't done any in a while. I have some channelings. I have my Adventures with Plastic Crack playlist for hobby doll stuff. Some of which is my artwork too. And most of, well, all of the tarot videos that have thumbnails that are artworks are my artworks. And if you read the description of my videos, I tell you what they are. Some of them are available either in my catalog or in some form in the coloring books. What else? I think that's it. That was random. It's getting later. I should sleep ever, but we'll see about that.